Yo, welcome to Spectator Sporting. I'm Zach Roach along with my partner, Mr. Adi Wiley. You know, if we talking boxing, you know we got Tion Moore here in the building with us. Man, another big time fight. But before we get into it, make sure you go on Spectator Sporting YouTube page, subscribe to that page. We're also on TikTok. We're also you can go also to Spotify as well too. So check us out and also leave those comments. We love them, man. Y'all been great
in the comments,
and we appreciate all the love. And when you tell us we wrong, we appreciate that too. Definitely do. Shakur Stevenson getting back in the ring, going against Floyd Schofield. Shakur Stevenson, 27 years old, from Jersey City, now residing in Houston, Texas, the world lightweight champ. The Southpaw last fight against Artem Horatoyan, he scored a unanimous decision, looked real good, showed off the boxing skills. Floyd Schofield, a young 22-year-old from Jersey City as well, also residing in Texas. So these fighters kind of following similar paths. 18-0 with 12 knockouts. Last fight, despite getting knocked down in the 11th round, he still scored a unanimous decision victory against Rene Garon. Adi, talk to me about Shakur Stevenson as he prepares for this fight against Floyd Schofield.
Yeah. Shakur Stevenson was supposed to fight last fall versus William Zepeda, but Zepeda ducked him and fought Tevin Farmer instead, okay? Yeah. And Tevin Farmer, he knocked him down in the 4th round as William Zepeda barely won by the slimmest of margins by a split decision victory. And now Zepeda has an injured hand. He'll be out until around the spring of 2025. So Shakur Stevenson was signed up to fight on that October Artur Beterbiev versus Dimitri Bivol undercard versus Joe Cordina, but Shakur Stevenson, he had to get surgery on his hand. He tore a tendon in one of his hands. He needed to get surgery for that, so he couldn't fight that fight, and now here he comes. So now he says he's healthy, he's better than ever. He says he's going to finally unleash the offense, and he's going to let his hands go. Okay. Hopefully the surgery is going to, repair everything about him, because there was speculation that he was hurt, and that's why he wasn't punching as much. His output wasn't as much. Right. So hopefully he's now repaired and healthy, and we can see some offense from this guy, okay? And he would have to do just that versus, because Kid Austin Floyd Schofield has a tendency to get extra aggressive in the ring, okay? Mm-hmm. And so Shakur Stevenson, he's 27 years old. He's a WBC champ, and there's only 2 fighters right now at the lightweight division that's ranked higher than him, Lomachenko and Gervonta Tank Davis. But Shakur Stevenson, with that 45% knockout rate, does he have enough pop to keep this energetic 22-year-old Tasmanian devil, Kid Austin Floyd Schofield, up off of him? That's the question.
Man, Adi, you brought it up. I mean, 10 knockouts for the WBC champ, Shakur Stevenson. What are you looking from Shakur Stevenson in this fight against the young and up-and-coming Floyd?
Right. I'm looking for him to fight like a champion.
Okay.
I'm looking for him, like Adi said, and I'm going to go ahead and get there now instead of try to save that for the end and be all theatrical and dramatic. Throw punches. It's time to fight. We know that you're a gifted defensive fighter. We know that you're gifted and your skill level is different. It's time to set yourself apart. Mm-hmm. It's time to set yourself apart in the eyes of fans and historically, period. He has this another person who has the talent level. He's disciplined enough to where he's not in a position to where he's showboating and getting cocky in the ring. It's time to really put distance between you and these other names. If you're better than Tank, show us you're better than Tank. Okay. And I believe Shakur is one of those fighters who could possibly beat Tank.
Okay.
But show us.
Yeah.
And I think that's the main thing that he's going to have to do this fight. And then it's going forward after this fight. And be dominant. Be dominant offensively as well as defensively. I want to see a complete boxing expedition. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I want to see the whole thing because it's there. Like, he has this type of talent inside of him. Yeah. And I think that this should be the fight to where he focuses on doing that on both sides, offensively and defensively, be as crisp, be as sharp, and I expect him to do that and just be dominant throughout.
Okay, man, listen. Shakur Stevenson, we already know, is one talented dude.
Yes.
Yeah, he got boxing IQ out this world. His defense is great, but I guess maybe people want to see more. To get his fights, maybe more viewers. They want to see more More
Action.
of him action
Action.
attacking, which will make you sell yourself more. And I hate doing that because defense, the object of the game is not to get hit. And he's one of the best guys.
Oh, yeah.
If not the best fighter in the world.
The best percentage.
That.
The best percentage in boxing.
True.
Yeah. So like I don't want to act like that's a down skill because that's not. It's
a hell of a skill.
It's a hell of a skill.
It's a really tough skill.
It's
somebody
rare.
swinging on you and you ain't getting hit.
So
It's rare.
That's crazy.
They liken him when they talk about his defense, like experts, pundits. They liken him to Pernell Whitaker.
Yeah.
Like we talking about probably the best defensive boxer to ever lace him up. So I mean, it's time. But Pernell Whitaker had violent and vicious offense.
Yeah.
Violent and vicious offense.
He did knock down De La Hoya.
Yeah.
Pernell Whitaker.
And
still
wasn't
think
he
he won that
also?
fight.
And wasn't he also a southpaw?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Shakur, what are you doing?
So Shakur definitely. Now look, people might not know. We've been doing this show, and every time we think something is a slam dunk, it's not a slam dunk.
Right.
It's not
There's
a
some
slam
upsets,
dunk.
yeah.
And it's been some upsets. So Tion, Floyd Schofield.
Yeah,
18-0, 12 knockouts. Like Adi said, this man, or you said it, both of y'all both said, this man is a busybody. This man is ready. He's young. He got so much energy. He's just like, man, get on somewhere. Like, he's one of those type of, get off me.
Yeah, young dude.
Yes. How do you feel about Floyd Schofield going into this fight? How could he pull off the massive upset against Shakur Stevenson?
Well, what's interesting is, like Adi said, he's young. He's an active dude. Tend to get aggression. I mean, that's common with the young.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the record don't always tell you to tell with these fighters. If you see the fights and if you can see a fighter can fight 15 fights and these 15 fights be the same type of guy and not gain as much as the experience of a guy who has 6 fights.
Right.
And have fought 4 or 5 different type of boxers.
Okay.
And learn how to fight 4 or 5 different type of ways.
That's a good point. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I get you. Yeah.
And I think boxing fans know that. And I think Schofield is at a disadvantage. I think he's not in an advantageous position as far as winning. And again, I kind of think this is a moment for Shakur to have. Don't let Schofield get aggressive and land a couple punches because we are human. He does get hit sometimes. I mean, he's not perfect, but don't let him land a couple punches and look good a little too long because that's going to make you look 10 times worse.
Yeah.
And that's why initially, to answer to the first question, I thought that Shakur was going to have to be what he needs to be. And I think Schofield is going to be on the opposite end of that. I think he's going to be out of his depth, out of his water, out of his knowledge, out of his IQ.
Out of everything.
I think I do. I honestly believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that his aggression, and this is contingent upon, does Shakur want to be the counterpuncher? Does Shakur want to be the complete boxer that we know he can be? Because that aggression could get him in trouble. Schofield, meaning Schofield's aggression could get him in trouble. So,
Tall task.
it's just a tall task.
Yeah.
It's a tall task, but at the same time, Schofield, hats off to you, brother. Go out there and fight your fight.
Yeah.
Go out there and fight your fight because you in a win-win situation. Because you fighting arguably one of the best pound-for-pound boxers right now in the sport, and there's not a position where he could be in to where they say, hey, oh, well, man, Shakur dominated the second half of the fight. He does that to everybody else.
Yeah.
So I think that's the good thing, the best thing on his side, his youth, his age.
He don't know no better. But
He
don't even know
kind of
what he
don't
doing right now. I get you.
like
Yeah.
the young boy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
He don't even know what he been
the
involved
young
in
boy.
right now.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Adi, talk to me about Floyd Kid Austin Schofield.
Yeah.
You seen his previous fight. He looked dominant the whole fight, but he did get knocked down in the 11th round. So that goes to Tion's point.
Tomato can, too.
That's the youthfulness, is not putting the fight away or just doing too much when you already got the fight in hand. Talk to me about how can Schofield pull off the upset against Shakur Stevenson?
Well, yeah, Kid Austin Floyd Schofield. He's the number 2 WBA contender, and he naturally wants to brawl it out. He's quick, fast, strong, and he'll change things up on you. He does plenty of switch hitting in his fights, okay? And in his second to last fight, things got real rough versus a 13-1 Dominican fighter, El Puma Suero, okay? That was the second to last fight. Floyd Schofield, he put the pedal to the metal from the first round, but he did have a clash of heads, and he had a cut around his eye, but he still kept delivering vicious left hooks on El Puma, okay? But he did get a little wild. He was a little too wild on some of his power punches. He won by disqualification because the referee grew tired of El Puma's numerous fouls in that fight, okay? But after much constructive criticism after that fight from his Golden Boy manager, Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins is in his ear, and he was giving him a lot of criticism, telling him, hey, man, you need to tone it down, things like that. So in his last fight, Kid Austin changed up his style versus a relentless Mexican fighter. Okay, this guy, Rene El Bravo Giron, very relentless guy, always trying to come in. In the first 9 rounds, Floyd Schofield only lost 1, okay? And he had a solid jab in that fight, and whenever Giron tried to rough him up on the inside, Schofield would unleash some quick combinations, okay? But Floyd Schofield had never been past the 10th round in his career. And in the 11th round, Giron, a counter left hook, dropped Floyd Schofield to the canvas. He did get back up, finished the fight, but you can see in the 10th round, he started to get impatient. He started to clench and hold a little bit more, and he was going in the phone booth a lot more. His father kept yelling at him, like, look, man, stick and move. You're not gonna knock this guy out. Giron had never been knocked out. El Bravo never been knocked out. So he wanted him to work on the outside. Bernard Hopkins was, Ronnie Shields. He got some guys in his ear trying to tell him, but
that inexperience kicked in.
Yes, but Kid Austin, after the fight, he told his dad, I got tired. And his dad told him, that's no excuse. You just need to work on your conditioning more. You need to run more and things like that. Get your conditioning up. So in the championship rounds. So I think that's a point of emphasis in their training camp.
Okay.
To get him, because that 10th round, you're going against Shakur, who's been in decisions. That's all he do is decisions.
He gonna outbox you.
Right.
He gonna outbox you. It's not gonna be. You're not talking about Shakur's not somebody who's gonna be knocking out 17 fighters out of 21. He might have 5 knockouts, but he might have 17 fights that this guy had no chance for as soon as they start walking towards the ring.
But I will say this: the first 9 rounds, Kid Austin was looking pretty nice. He was looking pretty nice with the switch hitting, the boxing. It's just that he kind of ran out of gas and got impatient.
That's what I'm saying. He was impressive in that fight until the 11th round, which if you get knocked down, which he still won the fight by unanimous decision despite taking the knockdown. So you can see how much he won the fight. So, Tion, you heard Adi. You heard we went through everything. Who's going to win this fight? Do we see an upset brewing here? Could Shakur Stevenson go down? What's going to happen in this fight?
Not at all. This is another dude that I've been on off the rip. So what was just said was so interesting to me because if that guy got Schofield flustered in the 10th round, I think Shakur can get him that agitated by the 4th.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I get,
When he starts to realize that where did he spin around on me? Did he go into my legs? You know what I'm saying? Like, did he pull the clown trick on me?
Right.
Like, when he realized that's what's going on, I think it's going to be hard for him to recover mentally. Again, saying this mental thing. I think the mental aspect of how good Shakur is going to mess with Schofield.
Okay.
Because if another fighter, not of the caliber, not of that ilk, is going to get him frustrated in the 10th round, by the 2nd, 3rd round, once he realized that I can't even get a punch on this dude, he keeps spinning off me, and then, especially if he putting together the offense like I assume he should. And I'm going to go ahead and say, Shakur, you my mans, I've been on you from off top. It's time to kick somebody's ass. It's time to put your foot in somebody's ass from 1st to the 12th round.
Okay.
I love you. But offensively, you have to be just as good as you are defensively. You have the talent. We sick of not seeing it. I'm sick of not seeing it. I back you up too much. Fam, let's get it. It's time for him to be what we know he can be. And I think this is another opportunity to where a fighter is going to step up to that or I'm gonna start hating on you.
It's a hell of an opportunity. Yeah, because Kid Austin, he's gonna give him some opportunities.
I'm gonna start hating on him very next day.
So you got Shakur with the knockout in this fight.
I think.
Can he get his 11th knockout?
I think that's tough. I think it's unanimous decision.
Okay. Yeah,
I think it's gonna be unanimous decision, but because I think this is gonna be new for Shakur, having to put together that type of output offensively.
Okay.
And I think we're gonna see the difference, and you should know as a fan, Shakur, you should know that we gonna see the difference. You should know we are going to see the difference. Show us the difference.
So Shakur Stevenson, unanimous decision.
Unanimous decision. I think he can go beat him up a little bit.
Okay. Adi, you heard Tion say Shakur Stevenson going to bring the offense. He might not knock him out, but he's going to bring the offense. He's going to bring some more punching involved in the game. He's going to go win a unanimous decision. Schofield, young, 22 years old, full of energy, don't know no better. It's a big-time fight for him. Does he have a chance to pull off the upset?
Yeah, he got a chance. At some point, Kid Austin Floyd Schofield, he's got to attempt to turn this fight into something he loves, a brawl.
A brawl. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Unlike Shakur Stevenson's previous two opponents, Edwin De Los Santos and Artem Young, make Shakur Stevenson feel very uncomfortable. Yep. Make him feel the pressure. Make him clench and hold. Make the referee earn his check.
That's true.
Floyd Schofield, go out on your shield. Do not try to win by a judge's decision.
Yeah,
okay?
You got it, yeah.
Don't try to do that, okay? And Floyd Schofield, put Shakur Stevenson's chin to a test. Yeah. Anybody test his chin? Well, they can't hit it, right?
Yeah. Right.
If you can hit it. Right.
But if he muck it up like you say, there's going to be ample opportunity.
Right. Put his chin to a test. Put his power to a test. Okay, everybody say Shakur don't have power. Put both of those things to a test, okay? And if he counterpunch you, so what? Keep coming. Just keep coming. Just like Giron kept coming on you in your last fight, okay? But Shakur Stevenson, like we said, he has elite defensive skills. His opponent's punch accuracy rate is the lowest in all of boxing, okay? Now, Edwin De Los Santos, he only connected on 12% of his punch attempts. Artem Young only connected 17% of his punch attempts.
Insane.
And so now I believe this is, like Tion said, a great opportunity for Shakur Stevenson to finally show us his counter punching. That what Roy Jones Jr. was talking about. Like, he gets out the way of a punch, but he takes himself out of range to counter punch.
You leaving the opportunity right on the table.
He had this surgery for his hand to repair everything. So we want to see, because Floyd Schofield, he tries to be patient, but he just can't stay patient.
He can't help himself.
So I want to see this counter punching from my man Shakur Stevenson, and I expect it from him, and I'm going with a unanimous decision for Shakur.
So both of y'all pick Shakur Stevenson unanimous decision. Now, before I give y'all mine, just real quick, either one of y'all could jump in. If Shakur Stevenson does what y'all say, he dominates this fight, what's next? What's the next fight? Because this division right now, 135, we don't know where it's going. What's next for Shakur Stevenson if he wins this fight? Are we going to see him against Tank Davis? Are we going to what do you think is the best opportunity if Shakur Stevenson wins this fight? Either one of you guys. Anyone you got?
Okay.
If
Tank is terrified to fight Shakur. I'm just going to say what it is. I have fondness for both fighters. Tank is terrified to fight Shakur because he is terrified to get pushed to the maximum of potential of his greatness. That's just what it is. I think Shakur is willing to fight Tank. I think he has been willing to fight Tank. And I think if he dominates in this fight like I think he does, I think he should go ahead. And I believe Adi said it, Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah. Well, I would say Tank is an interesting
guy. Go to 140.
Tank is a very interesting athlete, one of the most interesting athletes I've ever seen. Because to me, I feel like he would beat Shakur Stevenson.
That's what I feel
like he would beat him. But now, I don't think he's going to fight Tank. I think it's going to be like a Riddick Bowe, Lennox Lewis thing where they never fight each other. So I believe Shakur's next fight is somebody he should have fought in October. Is going to be William Zepeda.
Okay,
which would be a really good fight.
That'd be a good fight.
I would love to see that fight.
But like another thing we were saying, another thing that's wrong with this sport. We were talking about it earlier. When Bivol lost to Bitter BF, we didn't look down at him at all.
Not at all.
Not
he fought the most dangerous person he could fight, and you could argue that Bivol's profile as far as how he's regarded has got increased after a loss.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
After a loss.
Absolutely.
Let's get this notion out of our head that fighting this dude because he might take the 0 off your record is bad for business. It is not. If you believe in your skill level and you know you could put an entertaining fight in the ring against anybody, nobody should be off the table.
I mean, Marvin Hagler lost a Sugar Ray Leonard. And he's still a great fighter. You know what I'm saying? You can lose, I mean, still be a great fighter.
Great points by both of y'all. Listen, I'm going to go ahead and pick Shakur Stevenson real quick. I think it's going to be unanimous decision. I think the boxing skills...
3 UDs.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be too much for... I think it's gonna be too much for Floyd Schofield because Schofield is still young. Like I don't know if his experience is ready enough to be in the ring with Stevenson right now. But I am interested because he comes with a lot of energy, and you never know.
One punch can change it all.
In boxing, you've been watching Spectator Sporting. I'm Zach Roach along with my partner, Mr. Adi Wally. Shout out to Tion. Make sure you go on Spectator Sporting, subscribe to that page, leave those comments.
Like,
we out. Peace.
Appreciate it.